Spider-Man 2 has some amazing references and Easter eggs. From interesting symbols, to the greatest villain of all time, to dead people, Insomniac really knows their Spider-Man knowledge well. And we, the fans, are really good at catching them, even if we'd rather forget about them completely sometimes.
Come near me again, I'll kill you.
But there is one reference, one hidden Easter egg that no one has noticed. And it all revolves around Flint Marko, the Sandman. So, if you're feeling brave, allow me to take you down the rabbit hole of the dark Sandman reference in Spider-Man 2. Because I'm the only one who knows about it, and will reveal all of it to you.
I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
So, in order to fully understand what we're dealing with here in this game, we first need to go all the way back to 2007's Spider-Man 3, where we had poor Flint Marko living a life of crime to try and save his sick daughter Penny Marko, who is dying from an unnamed illness. And while it's never stated what that disease is, the prevailing theory among fans seems to be leukemia, which I'd say is very likely because that tends to be the go-to tragic disease in fictional stories. So, to summarize it, Penny's dying of leukemia, and poor Flint's doing his best to save her. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, a girl has leukemia. That's great and all, but what does it have to do with Spider-Man 2's Sandman? Why are you talking about this?
What does it matter to you anyway? Everything!
This is where everything will start making sense, because this is where Insomniac's Spider-Man 2 comes in. With the game, we once again have Flint Marko turning to crime to try and save his daughter. Except this time, she's not dying, and her name isn't Penny. It's Leukemia. And if you think about it, you'll begin to see the dark truth like I did.
First we'll see who's behind the mask. No. It can't be.
I don't want to be the guy to say it, but I have to. This is a cancer reference. There is a cancer reference in Spider-Man 2.
Oh, God.
As messed up as this reference is though, I gotta commend Insomniac for it, because only the biggest Spider-Man fans would know about and choose to include a reference like this in their game. To be clear, Insomniac weren't the ones to initially come up with the Leukemia name, since that was done in 2009 in the comics. But regardless of how you look at it, Penny Marko with leukemia came first, and then the fucked up reference version of her arrived 2 years later and continues to live on to this day thanks to Spider-Man 2.
You were my hero growing up. I watched all your movies hundreds of times.
Buddy, you think you look strong? You're just a cheap fucking knockoff.
Now, I like cancer as much as the next guy, but I think Insomniac are obsessed with it, and I've gone a bit too far at this point because it's not just the leukemia reference. It's also Kraven who has leukemia, and Vulture who has spine cancer. In my opinion, 3 characters being connected to cancer in one game is just something I find super weird and seems far too sketchy to be coincidental. It makes me feel like someone on the Insomniac dev team is super into cancer, and I think it's time for them to stop, because they're going way too hard with it and it's starting to make me feel uncomfortable. But to give credit where credit's due, once again, I gotta hand it to Insomniac, because bringing in cancer gave them a strong third entry to their trio of games. From Devil's Breath to New Form to Cancer, you couldn't really ask for a better disease trilogy. Anyway, I really hope Sandman and Leukemia live happy lives in future Spider-Man games. But this name really does need to be changed. It's time to move on from it, just like this video.
You gotta move on.
Let me go.
No. Gotta move on.